Welcome you all to Mikhail Tal Saga, only on Chess Radio Kolkata.
In 1960, there is total 21 match played between Mikhail Tal and Mikhail Botvinnik, and after completion of the 21st match, Tal is declared to be the youngest world chess champion. The youngest world chess champion at 23 years of age. So we are going to see the 21 matches as well. Now, first we are going through with the Tal's remembrance. Tal or remembrance. To several current generation of chess players, Mikhail Tal, the Wizard of Riga, was muse. At the close of 1950s, when chess was settling down to a shore of scientific determination of positional play, young Misha arrived at the most excellent chess laboratory to shake up the formulate and add a large breaker full of fun. Where his contemporaries shuffled, he sacrificed. He showed us that beauty, the poetry, still remains in the real game. As Razogin said, Tal doesn't move pieces by hand, he used a magic wand. Mikhail Nekrovich Tal was born in Latvia on November 9, 1936. Although he was not a child prodigy, when he did begin to ascend, he scored so rapidly that in 1957 he was both the youngest Soviet champion ever, at a rare case that required FIDE to award him the title of International Grandmaster, while waiving the normal requirement that it first recognized him as master. So I was fortunate enough to sit next to Tal at a small table during the final World Championship of his lifetime. Kasparov Karpov, New York, 1990, about 2 years before Tal's death. As we sipped coffee in protection of a private meeting room, we watched famous GMs comment in turn to the game at an oversized board. Right up until life's last checkmate, Mikhail Tal, 8th chess champion of the world, still had the sorcery in his mind and it in his eyes. His games will continue to inspire a new generation of players to find the swashbuckling and the beautiful in chess. In this book, he shared with you in an intimate way his spatial magic. Al Lawrence, Executive Director, U.S. Chess Federation, 1988 to 1996.
From the author. In the spring of 1960, two Soviet chess players again meet each other in the match for the championship of the world. This time I played the role of challenger. I will not hide the fact that it was very flattering that the world championship match between Botvinnik and me aroused great interest among chess players. All the match games were analyzed in detail in the pages of the press. Grandmaster Ragozin headed the remarkable analysis, who soon after the finish of the duel published book about the match. To add something to their variations is a problem which is by no means easy. But this author has not tried to do that. His goal was not to discover some move in the struggle through the eyes of a decayed spectator, but to try to give the personal feelings, although aggression and disappointments of a direct participant in the combat. Let the reader not complain that in this book he will not see Tal, figuratively speaking, in a stretch white shirt and tie, but in this working clothes I will relate the story of the match basically from the beginning of this interest duel. Of course, such a book might be, to a certain extent, one-sided. I therefore placed before myself one goal to reveal to the reader, in details, the dialectical development process of a chess game, beginning with opening. A book this size does not permit me to give an opening manual, and in fact, such would be beyond the scope of this endeavor. Each game is prefaced with a small introduction in which I discuss the attitude before the game, or go in for a small lyrical digression, sharing my thoughts that I had the time of the match. Mikhail Tal, Riga, September 1960.